welcome everybody to another episode of Tub Talk. This is number 11.
Yep.
11 from Heaven. Micah Parsons, not from Dallas Cowboys. But anyways, I am Viz.
I'm Sable.
And today's kind of a slacker Saturday. Kind of just chilling. End of a war that was kind of over before it started. Although they did give it a push at the end.
They did.
But we got our full clear. And then what is the term? In the 19th hour? What is the term of that? In the nth hour? I don't know what the actual thing is. Let me know in the comments what the actual thing is. It's a something hour.
The 11th hour?
11th hour, is that what it is?
Maybe, I don't know.
This is like right before
Sounds
midnight
familiar.
or something like that. Yeah. But anyways. Yeah, our participation. So with war, the best way to go through war is to have half your alliance. You yawned first this time. To have half your alliance attacking at the beginning of war. Like, that's kind of the way it is. Well, last night we were out here tubbing, so that's 4 accounts that weren't attacking in war. So when we did get up and we got on and we got to attacking, it's like 3 people. And there wasn't very much gone. It was one room, one half of a room. I think it was a half of a room and a couple others. So, I mean, we're talking 13 attacks. So, and I think D3 had already had 14 attacks by the time I got in there. And then
Probably, and by the time I got up this morning, it was, everything that was marked was gone. And
yeah, you got up almost the same time as me. I seen you on there. Got it early. But yeah, it's best to do like half the alliance attacking right off the bat, so that way you can clear selected sides of rooms and move down. But we don't have that a lot of the time. So what we'll do is we'll get on and one person will be like, oh, I can see 4 things I can attack. And then like, I see 4 other things that are a bit of a stretch. And so they'll get the first 4, and then the second 4, they'll get 2 out of 4, and they'll have to clean up. So then they've got 10 attacks. And they've only got 6 wins, and it's just kind of a bummer when you have it that way. I mean, you have 8 wins, I guess, but you know what I mean, like 6 straight up wins. And
I know, I feel like I wasted my Doc 6, but the team was sitting there almost all day, and it's like, fine, I'll hit that one, and then of course,
something pops up that you can do.
Almost 4 million popped up later that it took like 2 or 3 hits for someone to take out. And I'm like, this is why you should have taken out the other one.
Well, I started this thing called MOP, Most Astounding Player for War. Did my own algorithm, and it's actually one that makes sense. It actually works. It incorporates defense as well, which is something you can't do. It incorporates boosts as well, which is something a lot of people don't do, as well as offensive damage per attack, and then multiplier by efficiency. So you can have low efficiency, high damage per attack, and a great defense and win MOP. And that was the goal for it, because we do have a couple people in our alliance, one here in the tub with me, that work really hard on defense, and then they just like to take out whatever big thing they can see by double tapping, and if need be triple tapping on offense, with what they have left over.
I one-shot shit.
Well, sometimes. D3 kind of just like throw shit at a wall, see what sticks sometimes, which is fine, and it's appreciated. A lot of times, like you said, sitting there all day long, he goes through and he'll take those out. But it's kind of become one of those things that it works and it's good, and people want to try to do punch-ups as much as they can to get that, damage per attack up, which is nice. But the problem is they're leaving some of this stuff that they can take out, but they're leaving it because it's not good enough for them.
Yeah.
And the people that are lower in TCP or lower skilled war players or whatever don't attack until the last couple hours of war, and so those smaller teams that they should be able to take out pretty easily are sitting there for us people with the bigger offensive counters, like kind of wasting teams on it.
Yeah, I had to punch down on an infest with my secondary 6 because it was sitting there all day, and it's like, really, come on, guys, it's the last team in a room.
Yeah.
All right, I'll waste my team on it, and then nobody could clear the others.
Right. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. It's hard when you go against these unbalanced alliances that have purple gear tunes
Oh my gosh.
on defense, and then nobody wants to hit it because, you know, you're punching down 1 million.
Yeah. So I use my shit teams, then
Yeah.
pop, here's a 4 million powered room.
And then you're like, well, I'm out of attack. Sorry, guys, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad, but...
Well, it's like me today. I had to, because we had 8 minutes left, and we had 1 team left in reactor. And I'm like, damn, who can hit it? And I'm looking through everybody's, what they have left, and I see that Bob had out of time. And I'm like, oh, you could probably use that on it. So I messaged him. Well, I kept on scrolling down because 8 minutes left. And I see that I still had Sus. I still had Secret Defenders. And I'd still had like Weaver and Kane. And so I'm like, well, I mean, I can give it a go and see if it works. And so I ended up with Miss Marvel, the Secret Defender, the trio, with Sus and Weaver. And their team was APOC, Sus, Secret Defender duo with, it was...
Was it Doom? Was that the one that had Doom?
Oh, it was Doom. It was Doom, Hardlight, Weaver,
APOC.
Sus, APOC.
Yeah, just like everybody. Like,
And I ended up getting it. Like, it ended up being Sus versus Sus at the end. I ended up getting it, but I had to use 50, 100, 200, 300 power cores, refreshing the Blitz store to get the...
would have been cheaper to buy the pack of Shane.
It's just like, oh my gosh. And then as soon as I'm like in the battle and going, I see Bob log on and start upgrading characters, and I'm like, shit. I just wasted 300 power cores. I was already done with the web event, so I didn't need them. And I just wasted 300 power cores to take out this team that I didn't know if I was going to win or not. It was just like a, let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Speaking of that web event,
Yeah.
the one thing that free-to-play fuckers could actually do and get ahead, they limit it to 1,500 power cores or some bullshit. That's like, really? You couldn't have made this one unlimited power cores and an unlimited milestone? But no. Let's put an event in the game. The 3 of the tunes aren't even available to free-to-play players. You can't even fucking get them right now. So the max points you can get is like 4,000 points, and that's only because I have Panopul at 3 stars.
Yeah. And that's time of video, too, is what we're talking about.
First day of launch of this Mercs for Money thing.
Right.
And even the Whales and Krakens can't get there, but they're going to do the rest and get those awakened abilities.
Well, it's impossible for them to get there in the first 2.
Yeah. Because the tunes aren't even out yet.
Because they're not even out, and it even says it on there, not out until the 24th.
Like,
You can't even buy your way there.
like what the fuck?
That's just...
I didn't do the math, but maybe with Dakin at 7,
So
you could finish it.
Here's the thing that they're going to do. So they're going to turn around, and when people complain about not being able to finish this milestone because I didn't have Dakin, I didn't have Pandapool, then they're going to turn right back around and say, well, they weren't able to get Logan. Nobody was actually able to get this. So we understand your pain.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a way of them to be like, oh.
Somebody said it on
Yeah.
Reddit. As soon as one of the top spenders said they were going to cut back on spending and take a break because their advantage from spending was getting dwindled by the free-to-play players, and we could keep up with them. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All these events started to be whale heavy.
Yeah.
You have to spend. It's no longer, in my eyes, a free-to-play game. Yeah, you can log on and do some blitz. Go for it. You can't compete in the events or even participate in some of them. Newer players probably don't even have Death Pool. But, I mean, I suppose she's farmable on a node now.
Yeah,
But
you should be able to get Death Pool. Dead
a 6-month account is probably not even going to be able to complete. compete or even.
Well,
do
no,
anything.
in a 6-month account shouldn't be able to right now.
You should be able to get at least halfway. One would assume. Why do you limit Deathpool and Deadpool, the two that free-to-play players could whale out on? And
Well, that's true.
you know,
But this is the thing. If they added them to it, they would have just made the milestones higher.
they're there. They're just not there for 5, 6, and 7. They're just there to use.
So you're saying make
But
them
DAC and
unlimited.
Pandapool and
So make
Old Man
Deadpool,
Logan.
Deathpool unlimited, and the other ones have a cap.
Yeah, why not?
So that way, free to play can sit there and refresh and do blitzes with those two characters till their heart's content.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that are whales can just do the one time through with their 7-star and get it. And that saves time over money for the whales. That makes effort over money for the free to play. I think that's the best of both worlds. Why didn't they do that?
Right.
So you didn't word it that way before. You said it just that way just now, and I didn't realize that they were in there, period.
They're in there so you can use them 5 times
Gotcha.
to max out the milestone
So, but
points.
if you made them unlimited, just those two, that way the Zodies of the world can do 8 rotations a day, get 4,000 points from the two of them, right? Each, so that's 8,000 points total. If they're 500 apiece or whatever
They're
they do.
300 apiece for those
Oh,
ones.
300 for those. Okay, so less, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
It's a
And blitz currency in 2 days. You know, if you do that, if you just did those two tunes with blitz currency, if you did it smart, you did those two on a team of 3, those two again on another team of 3, those two again on another team of 3 to get the wins. You know, adding APOC.
And then you got another event coming up on the web that's for incursion energy. We still don't get any of that free with our refreshes. The refreshes are half the amount.
Half the amount. 60 instead of 120.
And apparently you need to blitz with 55 teams, like 10 rotations a day or some shit. But then if you core the energy, then it's less, and you could get away with 8. But it's just like, anymore, I don't. It's supposed to be a way to get away from the stress of everything.
Right.
And more I understand why these people are quitting, because it's just wave your greed flag in my face, complain that free-to-play is destroying this game because we're demanding too much, when it isn't us. It's the payer's voice that's demanding all these things. 50-some-odd page document.
Yeah.
Depending on what size type it is. We started on that woman. It doesn't speak for the players at all.
No.
Nothing that they submitted really has done anything. You still are not grayed out in the raid store if you've maxed out energy thing, the empowered abilities.
Yeah.
Come on, the red dot is still there on the mail inbox.
Right.
You had the whole server down for how long the other day?
Well, and see, the thing is everything that we have got, there's been a backhanded way to fix on their end to make it so that we didn't really earn anything. So they made us be able to earn more gold. As soon as we were able to earn more gold, then they increased the drop rate of the new tunes. And they put out a new level.
Yep, and it increased the cost per level.
Requiring tunes at certain levels to do things at higher levels. Like the new temporal dimension that came out that they fixed because of Outcry. They fixed saying that within 6 months you'll be able to get a tune to 7 stars.
Yeah, and now they're screwing that up with Hive Mind.
But now they say, right, well, but then they go back on the 6-month thing, and before you're even able to release and get the character free to play, they have an event that wants you at 5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
So great. So in 6 months I can farm this, but in 6 months
they're not going to be needed.
I'm not using this tune for anything that's going to give me any bonuses.
No.
Yeah, I can play with it. Yeah, I have it. Yeah, it's at 7 stars now. Great. I'm glad that I was able to farm that. But there's nothing that I need to use it for that's at 7 stars. Now, so this is the thing. Later on down the road, they're going to have something that requires the tunes that enter be 1 diamond, be 7/7, be something like that. They're already doing it with the incursion campaign. They're going to do it with the events. And so that's when we'll be able to use our old tunes that we got at 7.7, and they're gonna be like, see, we told you there'd be something you can use these for. But then they're gonna release tunes for these events that are power crept. That if we have this tune to do this event, we would be able to pass. But because we don't have that tune, it's gonna be super hard for us to be able to pass with the tunes that we have.
And even this event that's coming out, you need the whole teams at 7.7 to get Old Man Logan at 7.7. They're not farmable, free to play.
Yeah.
Black Knight is not farmable. I've opened over 100 orbs and have yet to have a drop on him yet.
Whereas Vandy opened one, I think it was Vandy opened one orb and got him, literally one orb and got him 15. Lucky SOB.
No, I've yet to drop him in a premium orb.
Yeah, I've got him a few times over the 5 different accounts, but it's a few times over 5 accounts.
And even these event
I don't know how many
orbs, all I'm getting is 50 drops of Peggy and Namor and everybody that's already maxed out.
Peggy, Captain
I got
America.
a 10 drop of Cosmic Ghost Rider today,
I got a
but
10.
I'm still over 150 away from him being at 6-star.
Yeah, it was not farmable. Yeah, no, I
Like,
totally agree
back
with
in
you.
the day with legendaries, at least the tunes were fucking farmable before the legendary event.
Except for X Factor, yes, absolutely. X Factor was War Store, I think, 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And they had to rush to get him to 5 stars. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It's getting to be a nightmare. Oh, hey, well, while he's here,
Sit down,
Senior Boy Wonder, who kicked my tushy by a few seconds in our drag race. How did you like the drag race?
Oh, that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to beat you in the game finally. I got to beat the glitch master.
And what's your TCP of your account? Just off the top of your head, you don't have to be exact.
24 mil.
And wife, what's yours?
63?
So there we go. So a 24 beat a 63 head to head. Something that was, you needed a pretty much, 15, and you guys both had it. What were your levels? Your guys' levels pretty close. You were like 20k behind on like 2 tunes, right?
Yeah, all my characters are baseline of the green tier. I forgot what it was. 14? Yeah, 14.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
got you.
100,000 less than
So
me
you were
power.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all yours were released gear 16.
Yeah, and I was
Okay.
100k less than her.
Overall power.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so because you're able to do that, you guys were able to drag race. That's a lot of fun to watch, fun to commentate.
I should have just cheated and hit auto sooner. That's okay. I let him win.
and you got him by a few seconds. So, or he got you by a few seconds.
He did.
Yeah,
It was
good
fun.
job on that. Yeah, that was kind of
I
fun.
wish there was more game modes like that. You can't do it with DDs unless you have identical tunes and go in at the same time
Yeah,
and then try and race.
right.
But you'd have to, maybe with DD1 you could, because you could, now they fixed it again, so it's back to gear level and not star level.
Correct.
So as long as you had identical teams.
Yep. All right, pause. Go ahead. Get it taken out.
I'd say stomp it down, but there's glass in there too.
Yeah, there's some bottles. All right, so while Boy Wonder, thank you for coming by, takes out our recycling for us because we got a stockpile over here. We'll go over what we're drinking tonight. I've got it's called Mango Cart. It's by Golden Road, I think that's what it is, brewery. Yeah, that's mine.
And I've got my Blue Moon again.
Blue Moon, nice.
All these tub talks, we gotta stay hydrated, so our garbage can was a little full.
Yeah, so, you know, he might have won, but he's still a kid, so still got to take the trash and recycling out. It's your job, kid.
Punishment for humiliating his mother on stream.
Live on stream, yeah, it's true. But, yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun to play. I mean, once they got it fixed, it was actually kind of enjoyable. And then you
But they
realize
wouldn't
you
have
can
to
hit
fix it in
auto.
the first place
They did
if,
it right.
you know, just testing. How could you have not seen in the first 20 minutes? Oh, oops.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know, I did something wrong. We messed up. But yeah, it's like, dude, does nobody play that game?
Yeah, I don't know why the testers weren't able to see.
And why, if it's that bad, did they not just shut it off? They've
Yeah.
pulled the game down for less.
For way less.
They've shut things off for way less.
Yeah, or at least not
Because-
like lock it after 6. Be like, you know, under construction or whatever thing over it.
Like it was a detriment to the players, so they didn't care.
Yeah, frustrating for a lot of people. Really frustrating. People spend
I would
hours.
not have, even after the fix, after I knew it wasn't fixed, and going in and trying it again because they claimed it was fixed, I was done after 5 resets of trying to do that Node 7,
Right.
and then asking support to reset it, and you know they still haven't gotten back to me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have played the game at that level again
Right.
until somebody said, "Oh, hey, well now you get APOC and sus."
Right.
All right, fine, I'll give it a whirl.
Thank you, Boy Wonder. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy your games inside while we're out here doing our hot tub.
I was gonna put a kick shower.
Yeah, go for it. You stink anyways. You got sweaty beating your mom?
Okay.
Yeah. Kids, especially that age, they smell.
I don't know. It's just becoming more and more frustrating and
Well, it's if you take the modes like seriously.
yeah, but when you need 3 Excel spreadsheets, 15 Discord servers, you know,
Well, you only need that.
and an
for people that
AI
don't really
calendar
pay
that
attention.
will tell you every day what you need to do and what you need to save and what's coming up. Because there's nowhere in game that says, "Oh, upcoming event, incursion energy on the web." Like,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
nothing for that.
This is what you do. There's dailies that are there, right? So your daily minimums. Well, guess what? There's no daily for incursion. So just do a couple 50s every day and save the energy.
Yeah, but when I'm farming it because I need some of the tunes
You
at
don't
7.
need the tunes once you get to a point.
Well,
if you
I
need
pulled
one of the
diamonds
tunes,
on
then
some of them, so
by
I
all
was
means
just trying
go
to
for it.
farm them.
Yeah, if you
But I
need
mean,
one
really,
of the
there's
tunes,
no
do
point
it.
in farming them because you get trash from the nodes.
Yeah, you get trash from the nodes, you'll get them in red stars anyways eventually. Especially when you're opening 7 by 7 by 7 all the time.
Yeah.
So there's really no need. So just do a couple 50s every day, save up the incursion energy for when there's an event. When you do campaign energy, do the same thing. Do all your 50s for campaign energy, only spend the 600. Everything else you get for free, bank. Just make sure every day you do that. Don't bank on what you see up there. And then the same thing with ISO. It's 400, 500 cores a day.
Yeah, you keep telling me that, but just my brain can't compute.
And then when there's an
that.
event, then you spend everything instead of saving. And as soon as the event's over, start saving again. They didn't want us to hoard, so let's hoard. It's kind of the way it
And then
goes.
they made the events based around people hoarding.
Yeah, they do. You get rewarded for it.
Yeah, and everybody who hoarded their orbs because, oh, there's no open all and I can't open them 10 at a time. Wah. All them got the rewards of the new raid orbs that are garbage, but you get less, technically, you get more uniques but less variety. So they all got rewarded.
I think you get less uniques. You get more of the...
You're guaranteed at least
ABCs.
one, but
Right, but
one
that's
per
1
orb.
in 100 of what we used to be, even though it's 1 in 10. It's still 1 in 100.
I'm getting a lot more uniques, it seems like, with these ones.
Well, because you're seeing them, because you're opening 10 at a time.
Yeah, and it's less
It's
on
one.
the screen.
So when you open 10 of these, you're opening 100 of the old ones. That's the difference. And you're seeing them in groups because they come in a bunch. They don't come as like one single one every 5 orbs that you open. They come in a bunch. So you're seeing like, oh, I got 3 of these. Whereas before you got like 1. But you only got 3 of 6 different kinds. You didn't get, 1 of this, 2 of that, 3 of that, 1 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this, 1 of this, all the way up to the, what was it, 24 that we have? So, I mean, it all works out in the uniques, I think, the same.
Either way, it's just don't hoard, don't hoard. We're going to put in mechanics where mailboxes are now going to expire.
Just play
These things
smart.
are going to expire. But then they cater events to the hordes and the spenders. And the rest get, barely make it to a monthly piece.
Yeah,
Because we don't hoard and we don't play the game that way.
right.
We don't spend cores.
Whereas you look at the top
Farming
spenders in the
random-
game, what do? They hoard.
Yeah, because they've got nothing to spend any other stuff on.
15,000 power cores or whatever he said he had. 150 million or no, it was like 5 billion, wasn't it?
It
Gold?
was, yeah,
Some
several
crazy
billion.
number. So it's like that's what they do. They hoard. So why not just be the same? I don't need to level a character up to max every day. I pick and choose when I want to level up, On the new releases, I can bring it to an all the way up to 85. That's all I really need them at is 85 to 95. I don't need people at 100 except for a select few.
Yeah,
that
until
I'm
they
taking
start
87.
going back to gear tier level on some of these things. Now that
That's fine.
everybody's got like 5, 6, and 7.
But if I have the resources saved, then it's really easy to get them up 5 levels. You know. What do you
Yeah, for people like us, sure, but others, like our son, now that it's summer, hopefully he'll be on the game, be able to be on the
Oh
game
my God,
more.
that guy spins like crazy.
But it's just, I don't know.
He spends unneeded amount of power cores on unneeded things, like refreshing stores or blitz refreshes, like he cores for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because his teams are jacked.
Oh my
No matter
gosh.
how many times we fix them for him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, let's try this team in blitz, and then forgets that it's a team that he saved, and so he plays it, and then it's in his rotation, and he loses.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Yep. Like every 2 weeks, they go through and redo his teams and save squads. Like, it's your phone. We fix those for you. I can go on MSFGG now and do it too. Yeah, it's you gotta play smart. You gotta
Yeah,
play
but at
smart.
this point, you need an AI bot telling you how to play smart because Scopely's just screwing everyone, other than spenders. But the spenders think they're getting screwed by free-to-play players because
Right, so
we're
everybody's
smarter
getting
than
screwed.
them.
Isn't that the way everything is in life, though? I mean, look at it right now. We got the minimum wage, right? We need more because we're not making enough money per. All right? So then they raise up minimum wage, and then it's all the businesses saying,
Oh,
well,
and
now we
within
got
a
to pay our
week-
employees.
Yep.
So we got to raise prices on everything. So then you got the people above that saying, oh, well, they raised their prices, so we're going to have more money in order to buy these things because we now can't afford to do them ourselves. So let's raise our wages. So then they raise our wages, and then it's disproportionate again. So now guess what we got to do? Raise minimum wage once more.
Yep.
It's the same thing
And
happens
within
in
a
the
week,
game.
look at how many restaurants and businesses have already said, nope, we're done.
Yeah.
We can't afford to keep
Can't
paying
afford to keep-
because with food costs and with employment
Yeah.
costs and insurance, and
Well-
now the only good thing the governor has done is put a ban on junk fees, so you can't hide these fees in random places and get your customers to pay for the health insurance for your waitresses and waiters and your staff. Your
Yeah.
tips pay their medical bills. Nope. The tips go to them as a thank you. Granted, I don't believe in tipping anyway, but they shouldn't be going to pay their wages. They should be being paid the minimum,
Right.
and tips should be a bonus. Not, I pay them $20 in a tip. Oh, well, now you only got to pay them nothing because I just paid their hourly wage with
Right.
mine. So you get off on it.
Because what tips
No.
used to be is it stood for to imply, it's a P word, service. To imply prompt. To imply prompt service. That's what tips were. It was, here's a tip, give me my stuff as quickly as you can. That's what it used to be. That's what it originally was.
to
It wasn't
show
at the end of
gratitude.
your meal saying, oh, you brought me my food, here you go, here's some extra money.
Yeah.
No. This was, hey, I need this and I need this quick. Here, let me give you a tip. You know, these are tips to speed you up a little bit to get it here.
And not
Not,
everybody demands tips.
Yeah.
You go to Dutch Bros through the drive-through and they have tips.
I Ubered your food to you, give me a tip. Sorry, Mandy. But I Ubered your food to you, give me a tip. I mean, sure, it's nice to get a tip if that person got it to you quick.
Yeah.
If that took an hour to get my food, don't expect
And then
nothing.
it's cold.
Yeah, don't expect nothing.
You already get paid.
If I could have drove and got it there and
Yep.
got it back myself, or even got there and got it myself in the
Well,
same
a
amount
lot
of
of
time.
those places like Domino's charges a delivery fee.
Right.
There's your tip.
Yeah.
I'm paying my delivery driver the $5 delivery fee.
No. What the delivery fee is so that the person in the back gets paid to say, you go do this.
Yep.
That's what that's for. It's
Like,
not
I'm
for the actual driver.
tipping on top of that. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. To
But, I
order
mean,
a
that's
$20
what they
pizza,
want in
it's
the
now
game.
$50. Like, no.
It's the same thing as in the game, though. It's like everything has gone up and it goes up. And, like, you know, the players at the top, they expect their tips. They expect things to be given to them for their prompt payment into your game.
Yep.
They expect those things. And we're saying, like, no. How about us that are just here? We don't get tips for what we do. We're construction workers. We're police. You know, we don't work for tips. We want to be able to make our wages too. We want to be able to get what we want in the game as well. We don't work on tips. Stop giving bonuses out to these people.
Yep. And now you get these premium events that you can only participate in if you spend.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
Yeah.
It's
right.
not a free-to-play game if you have events that only spenders can partake in.
Yeah, so you got to take that off the Google store if it's not free. It's free to download.
Yeah.
Free to download.
But it is not free-to-play anymore.
It's free to play casually.
Yeah. If you don't want to play every single day and you don't want to be able to sim raids or sim
If
blitz.
you want to go Titans of Hell, if you want to go Titans of Niflheim, and you just want to sit there and feel what the game is, or in Titans of Hell, you want to just do your raids, not worry about anything else, that's the place for you. It's casual.
I would love to not log in for a day, but then I'm going to be like, oh, well, now I got to play my raids.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen. I'm not going to sit there and manually
We got
play
like
my raids.
A2DJ that's always like, he's at the top of a lot of things that's seen in leaderboards all the time. He doesn't do war. They're in Titans of Hell. He don't do war. He doesn't care about war. He does his raids. He does his stuff. He does his attacks when he wants to if he sees something that's interesting. They don't have targets there. It's just hit what you want to hit. You know, the events, the milestones and stuff for the alliance events, they don't complete those at any
you mean
high
the
levels.
alliance event that, 13 alliances
Right.
just finished?
So if only 13 to get it, why are we pushing so hard for people to do it?
Right.
And that's what they're kind of.
And why are the milestones so out of reach if only 13 alliances could be bothered to spend?
Right.
Obviously, you're doing something wrong because it seems like less and less are completing those events
Less and less are completing those events. They're harder and harder to get to
because they spend more and more.
because the people at the top spend more and more.
So they're like, oh, well, if the goalpost was 100,000 last time, well, we're going to bust it to 150 this
50.
time.
Yep.
Oh, well, that many completed it? Oh, let's try 200
Cool.
and see how many more we
Where's
can
this
get.
sweet spot where we can milk the right amount of money and only get a limited number of people at the top? That's what they want. That's their perfection. That's what they want. They want 10 to 20 people to complete, 10 to 20 alliances to complete,
Right?
and the rest of us
It's the
put some
elites.
money in to get
I
somewhere.
know this is going to come off wrong, and I don't really give a fuck anymore because I'm tired of holding my tongue. But it is very much like this game is Hitler. Like, weeding out, you're the bad ones. Nope, I only want blonde hair, blue eyed. You're my spenders. You guys can stay. The rest of you can fuck off. It's like they're trying to push people out of this game because we don't spend. We're poor. We're slums. We don't belong in their game.
Well, you got to understand who's owning the company right now.
Exactly.
And what their countries.
And it's gotten so
Thoughts
much
are.
worse since they took ownership.
Yeah.
So much worse.
My house is made of gold. I
mean,
have
flaunt it.
Lamborghinis.
Hoo-hoo-hoo. No.
I eat off of gold silverware. It's not silverware, it's goldware.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
You
but
want the
that's
best, you
probably
gotta be
why
the
we
best.
will never win the lotto. It's because we do too much good for other things. Our neighbor came over and it was just, he broke his collarbone in 3 places.
Right.
And we offered him a ride to the hospital. Like, do you have a ride? You taken care of? You got pain meds? You okay? Do you need anything?
Right. Not gonna ask for anything in return.
Right?
Just to help.
Just like, dude, do you need anything? You want some dinner? Like, that's just the kind of people we are.
Well, it's kind of people I think a lot of the people are that we have relationship with in the game too. You know, when you have somebody saying that, hey, I'm low on funds, but you know, this character is cool, and somebody else saying, hey, I'll buy it for you if you want, just let me know what your thing is,
Yeah.
or offer to buy something from you for a little bit. In another case with me, like it's called just being friendly. It's called being part of a family, and I am proud of our alliances. We're all a bunch of really cool people. There's some people that are nut jobs, and you know who you are. So, but the rest of the people here are pretty freaking awesome, and you know, not easy.
No.
Awesome.
If it wasn't for the Alliance and feeling like I would let everyone down, I probably would quit.
Well, it's not letting down, honey. You can't think of that. And I don't want you to be like, oh, you know, okay, then I am because I'm saying this, but. You know, it's going to move on without you there.
No,
It's
I
not like it's
know.
going to make any difference. You know,
But then I feel like I won't have anybody to swing my D around
Right,
and
and
make
it's-
fun
it's the
of
thing is because
and the camaraderie.
The bottom line, the game actually is fun. The game itself is actually fun, and it's fun because of who you play
Yeah.
it with. That's why.
And
it's
it's
fun.
become somewhat funner, other than this last event that just was horrendous, because I stopped watching any and all content creators.
Right.
Taco left, I don't watch him. He streamed tonight, like, sorry, I'm not watching content creators.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll scroll the YouTube just to see what's on there, but you can't even trust what's the title of the thing because they're all clickbait bullshit.
Okay, so here it is. That's it. That's the gauntlet. I call bullshit. Because the other day, when the Super Pocket Dimension didn't work, you were on your phone watching Mobile Gamer. Yes, I said his name.
It wasn't
Trying to
technically,
find out
I was
information.
on the home screen of Twitch, so technically I wasn't watching him
Oh
because
my
I
gosh.
wasn't in
You were clicking
his
to his
stream.
thing. While so and so is away, you should watch. So you were in that screen? It's cheating! It's cheating!
And it wasn't for that. What was it for?
It was. It was for
Because the
fun.
web store was down and the blog.
Right, it was all that whole time.
Because he's the only one that's going to get an update because that's where everybody goes. Because he's the one that streams. So that if you want a envoy or a dev's response,
Yeah, go to him.
whoever this new guy is, you
Who
know,
knows?
because it's like. But no, I just.
But I
even
agree.
that I couldn't handle for more
I
than
agree.
5 minutes. Okay, it's down.
I used to have a whole list of favorites. A whole list of favorites.
Oh yeah.
And they're all gone now. I have Walt. I have Taco. Who else do I have? Samjus and Skilly. Zumi, whenever he decides to get on, is one of my favorites. Yeah, I can't even really think of anybody else. There's a couple more, but AO. If he gets on and does this thing. Tech Station I have, in case he gets on and streams again. Yeah, not very many. Not very many. And it's because I'm really not interested in what they have to say. Because most of their shit is either fed to them from the back,
Right? And one of them, it's like
and they just regurgitate
the
it.
event info for Panapool wasn't even out yet. The blog hadn't been posted.
Yeah.
Nothing had been posted, but yet he's 3 days ago saying how to get Panapool, and he's an event or an arena store release or
Right.
payout. We got to get the orbs through arena, and I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? There's nowhere that it has been in any blog post that has said how we're gonna get him.
You're one of the cool kids, man. One of the cool kids.
Which then immediately, as soon as that comes out, I start plummeting in arena because everybody's got to scramble to get up there to be the top dog.
Right. Arena? What's arena?
Right? And then luckily I was looking, I'm like, why am I dropping so much? Somehow, in my clicky, Red Hulk was on my fucking defense. I'm like, what the hell? How the hell did he get on my defense? How was I holding for as long as I held?
I blame your cat.
Probably. Who knows?
I blame Sable. Just like X-Men blamed his dogs for hitting go today with King only in war, I'm going to blame Sable for putting Red Hulk in your lineup. I think that's fair. It's your fault. It's your fault, Kitty. I'm sure she heard her name.
I blame it on a drunken rage, but you know, that's not the case, so I have no flippin' idea how that happened.
Right, you start to have a drunken rage when you're drinking non-alcoholic drinks.
I was like racking my brain. I'm like, did I fight one like that? Maybe I couldn't get through it, so I'm like, oh, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
But I held for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden, just this last week, I started plummeting. So I'm like,
I wonder why.
why? What's going on?
Now you know.
Red Hulk, what the? How in the hell did that happen?
Red Hulk's the best.
Not even at 3 diamonds. No, he's
Not
not.
anymore.
He gets yeeted most of the times where he even gets to take a turn.
So I'm going to try to do like a war defenses video tomorrow with Vandy. Maybe play around and do some practices and stuff. And yeah, we're going to look at some teams because, like she just said, Gamma is not the punch-up power it used to be. You used to be able to punch up, if you had an offense, you can punch up 2 million, well, okay, let's go percentages because it's harder. You can punch up 200%, sometimes on teams 2 to 300% of your team. And now I'm like looking at teams and I'm like, all right, 1.5 and they're 2.3. Like, okay, 8, that's almost 150%. I think I can do this. And I get demolished.
Yep.
Like Cabal of all teams, took me out. I'm like, are you serious? That wasn't even that big of a punch-up. How is Cabal beating me? And then the other one was Extreme. I'm trying to punch up, super high because, like I had said at the beginning of the video with the war thing, trying to reach outside of our reach because I've already used my Dock 6. Then I see another one on the other side of the room, all right, let me try to get this. And I'm trying to punch up 2.9 million extreme with a 1.5 gamma. Yeah, my gamma's small. And it's just not working.
Nope, it's almost worth putting mine back on defense again, just because it could theoretically trip them up. D3s occasionally will get a win.
Yeah, because if you have New Avengers, Extreme, and Gamma, it's making them choose which one to use and which one. Because it's really the same counter for all three. So yeah, if you had all three, you gotta have 3 people use Doc 6 or somebody use a different counter.
3 some odd million out of time at the end.
Out of time at the end, like shit, I just used my Nowhere to take out that Gamma. Or I just used Nowhere to take out New Avengers rather than my Doc 6 with Craven. So it's like, yeah, that definitely does sound like an interesting idea. We had D3 do it. It worked for him for a little while. He put all healers on them all. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He got
healing.
several wins that
Oh yeah, especially when you put Sus with them. That was interesting. But yeah. The game ebbs and flows, man. It ebbs and flows. It has good days, has bad days. It's like life. It definitely reflects life.
This week is just one of those off weeks where I want to, here's my phone, take it over, because I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah.
I just need a vacation from it.
Yeah. It gets that way sometimes. I don't really have that feeling about it.
Every single day for 6 years.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few days I've done stuff for you. Not very often, though. You've had 2 breaks.
I tried to quit when Zim came out because that trash-ass release.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted a week because it was still on my computer, and so they were open on my computer, so I'd sit down. Oh, he needs to blitz. Let's get on a blitz. What the hell are you doing to my teams? Oh my gosh, I need to fix some stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's fair.
I think he did it on purpose to frustrate me. And
no.
Why are you spending my cores? No. Deny access. Mine now.
It's the first thing I did to my kid when he said I'm done. I took his account. He had She-Hulk not unlocked. First thing I did, I took her all the way up as high as I could.
Yeah.
That's what you get, fucker.
I put leveling her ass up for a long ass time. And now they're taking Wolverine off Weapon X. I really hope that data mine doesn't come true. Like, come on.
Well, okay, so
raid team.
So this is the funny thing. You guys are gonna have to tell me what episode this was in. Let me know if you remember. But in one of the episodes we were talking about using Weapon X, taking Wolverine off, and putting Wolverine with Old Man Logan and this team.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you could always sub Wolverine with like APOC or Sus or Dorm or something like that. And now look what happens. It's almost like they're listening to us. I mean,
right. And then they got Firefuck, Fire Chicken, whatever you want to call him. Who's the worthless replaced off of Rogue's team. Well, at least they're needed for newer players.
Yeah.
He's needed for APOC.
Right.
So that's fine. But you're going to rework another tune again for like his 3rd or 4th time?
Yeah.
To put on another new team instead of, let's say Yelena, who's my lowest tune, who's used for nothing.
How upset would you be if Yelena...
I got diamonds on her.
I have 2. Remember, I just pulled it. Yeah. How upset would you be if all of a sudden she was in the new
I
team
want her to be epic.
Just wait,
I've been waiting for it.
No,
but I'm not touching her until that point.
What's the movie coming out? Oh my gosh. My head. Holy Lord. It's going to have Taskmaster, Yelena. Oh my gosh. I cannot think of the name.
One?
It's the new Marvel movie coming out. Yeah, it's going to have them. Viper's in charge of it.
It was Secret Wars.
It's got U.S. Agent. It's also going to be in it. Oh my Lord. It'll come to me eventually. Somebody's going to yell at me in the comments, and that's fine. That's fair. Because it's frustrating, and I should know exactly what it is. I keep on wanting to say, like, Dark Avengers, but I know it's not. I wish they would do Dark Avengers, but it's not that. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? This is horrible. This is horrible. But anyways, yeah, so she's going to be in that movie. So there's a very good chance of getting some kind of rework with it. Put them in a team together. But I mean, we're going to have to see.
One can hope.
Because I mean, U.S. Agent isn't getting used either. So you got Yelena and U.S. Agent.
I just got diamonds on him too.
Yeah, they're on that team.
And you got Falcon. Winter Soldier's not now.
Winter Soldier's in that movie too.
Yeah, and he's not needed now because rework is gone.
I think Winter Soldier's going to be in there too.
Yeah. Shit, and then you can even throw Black Panther in it for shits and giggles.
Zemo,
right. That man needs a rework. Come on.
Yeah.
Zemo would be badass.
With
Zemo,
Hydra
Yelena.
Bob.
Just give us 2 characters. Give us Viper, which is the leader of that thing, and somebody else. And then U.S. Agent, Yelena, and Zemo. Just make that a thing. Make that a thing, people that are
That could
listening.
be our next skill team. Come on.
Yeah, that could be the next skill team. Yeah, absolutely.
Or, hey, for shits and giggles, change their fucking tags and make a Mystic.
Oh my gosh. People were talking about that today because Alpha Flight, they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the next Mystic team. Like, no, they're not going to be Mystic. Please don't get that in your head. That's
They're not. They're
gonna be
needed
it.
for the next raid.
Yeah, the weird
Which is going to have to be
raids.
mutant because, I mean...
No, it's going to be the weird
Wolverines
raids.
and- yeah, I know.
It's going to be the weird raids. They're not going to have a type.
Yeah, that's right. It's not mutant
It's
bio.
just
It's Alpha
teams.
Flight and teams. Yeah,
It's
that's
teams.
right. Which is how we're getting Hive Mind. The interesting new way Hive Mind's going to be farmable. And should still meet the 6-month quota.
Yeah,
Right.
who knows? Who knows
I
what
call
they're going to do.
bullshit on that.
They're probably going to be the first one that you can earn their tokens or whatever, or you can get the
These upgrade
star
tokens.
upgrades with tokens.
And these
Yeah.
bullshit moments that are just costumes with battlefield effects.
Well, I mean, they got to do something because you can't keep on going up in gear and stars. So they got to do something, you know?
Well, yeah, and they keep scratching their brains and picking their asses because
I mean, what are you going to do? Go
they
to
didn't
7
expect
diamonds?
to go this long.
7 diamonds, a new thing? And instead of diamonds, what is going to be after that?
Well, what's wrong with everybody having the same powered tunes? You just use skill to counter and different things
What?
to mirror match. Like,
Why would that be any fun, though? That means that the people that
and
spin
plus
don't
it's
get an
based on the
advantage.
ISO, you know? Well, they did to get there before us. They're there 3 years before we'll get there. There ain't no way in hell I'm ever catching 170 million TCP.
No, but if an event needs only one team, and they have that one team, and you build that one team to its max, you've just caught them.
Yeah,
How
right?
dare you?
Shame on me, my freeloading ass.
Oh, yeah, no.
I
it's-
own this company. I'm better than you, you peasant worker. Get back to your job. You should be lucky you have it.
Hobbitses, get off my lawn! Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a Robin Hood. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
if I see someone struggling, I'm gonna, you know, not that I have anything to give or help, but I'm gonna offer help. Hey, I've got some food. You want something?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. You are definitely that person. Always have been. But anyhow, yes, ebbs and flow, games ups and downs. A lot of things to comment about in the comments. Please put them in there because it helps for us later on to and put context of it too. Because trying to remember what we talked about in the video when I answered the questions, they're like, what is that answer? Like, I don't understand.
I know. When Tech Station told me he found another top 40 alliance that is
Yeah, it had
being a
10
shell and had a
10,000.
10,000 TCP person as the leader, and now they're trying to rebuild and take over. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid you start an alliance on your own and earn your trophies in war.
Nah.
No, we're going to get up there and get war season rewards of 20 million.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Those are the free laders those whales and krakens need to be going after. The
Right.
ones that taken over your shells of an alliance.
There you go.
But then shame on the whales and krakens for shelling in the first place.
Truth. Truth.
Dropping down just so they could work their way back up and get more rewards.
Just for the dubs. So anyhow, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Please leave your comments and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna keep on doing these until we don't hunt them no more, I guess. Like, it's this kind of thing to do. We're out here talking anyways, might as well. So we appreciate every one of you and thank you so much for listening.
Yeah. I'll try not to be so ranty next time. It's just one of those days.
It's one of those days. Absolutely, she needed it. So thank you for listening. Yeah, and the way to let her go. I mean, you didn't really have a choice because you're listening to this
Right? You're just along for the ride. Kind of like Viz here.
5 days in the future.
I like to trap him in the car when he's driving and just start ranting about random things and he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, if any of you guys saw Fast and the Furious, I'm trying to figure out how to make one of those ejector seats, so please let me know. But until you don't hear from us anymore because she got ejected and then went around and killed me, I guess we'll be doing these. So Thank you, and until next time, I'm Viz.
I'm Sable.
See you.